Hello and welcome to Monocle on Culture. I'm Robert Bounds. Today it's the return of our beloved /happy and glorious /notorious /silly season /blessed or blessed in both senses of the word Christmas music special. It's the 2024 version. Our Christmas elves have been burrowing for and hunting down the best and worst new Christmas releases over the past few weeks to serve up these sweetmeats and seasonal treats for the delectation of our time-honoured expert delegation. And they are the Times music critic and author of the best music book of the year, Street Level Superstar, that is Will Hodgkinson, and the brilliant broadcaster and DJ Georgie Rogers. So expect rap, pop and TV personalities all sharing their musings on Christmas joy and wonder. That is all coming up right here on Monocle on Culture. We teased you at the top there with Georgie Rogers and Will Hodgkinson, and here they are in fine festive spirit. Welcome both to the programme. Lovely to have you here.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Thank you, Rob. Just beginning to feel festive.
Yeah, just beginning? Okay, so the choices that have gone into this programme and the huge, deep research you've done into it, Will, hasn't kind of got you into the Christmas spirit?
That's what has started.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, some of it's turned me into the Christmas Grinch, and some of it has been, I've been fully festive.
Okay. And we'd like to point out to our listeners that Will's wearing a red Santa hat and a nice green turtleneck. He is bringing the spirit of St. Nicholas into Studio 2, the warm confines of Studio 2.
Well, the spirit of Elf number 4.
Yeah, exactly. Georgie, you're looking wonderful. It's lovely to see you.
I missed
you're
the
bringing the
turtleneck
Christmas.
memo, but I'm bringing the Christmas.
You're bringing the Christmas
Yeah,
big
I went
time.
quite early. Not as early last year. I had my tree up in November last year. Don't know what happened there. But this year... on the 3rd of December, I think, I went this year, so quite early. I'm feeling quite festival. I'm in.
It's good stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I'm excited.
what's going to make us feel any more Christmassy than delving into our Christmas, our Santa's sack of pop singles? We're going to start off with, don't make a face, that wasn't rude, with Saweetie, who, talking of loves a naughty lyric herself, says Georgie Rogers. This is Dear Big Santa.
I need a big, big Santa. I want it all this Christmas. I need a big, big Santa. I want it all. I need a big, big Santa. I want it all this Christmas. Slide in my chimney with a bag of baguettes. You know I like a surprise. I want to see what you give me.
Dear Big Santa by Saweetie. What do we know about this? I really like this, by the way, but what do we know of this artist?
Yeah, so she's an artist from Santa Clara, California, been making waves in recent years. And I think this song is quite a vibe. She does not shy away, like I said, from a rude lyric, as you just heard. I need a big, big Santa, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
I don't get it. Can you explain it to me?
It's an anthem for the single girlies this Christmas.
Okay. I've written down in my notes, on the sexy side of sultry, like as if Miss Marple had entered my body for the period of me making notes for this. Very strange. A little bit chaste, considering the song. So, yeah. She wants a sexy Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think in all the years we've been doing this review show here, we've never had an explicitly sexy innuendo-filled Christmas song. So props to Saweetie for bringing it to us.
It's the first one.
Is it? It's amazing, isn't it, Will? I thought...
I didn't guess that at all. I was listening to it and I was thinking, I wonder if this is the kind of song they play in Atlanta strip clubs in December.
Yeah.
When everyone's wearing tinsel while taking their clothes off.
Yeah.
I kind of imagined something like that. It felt like a strip club anthem. Not that I would know, but that's what I feel.
There's only one way to find out, Will.
Yeah, research.
Yeah. So this is sort of Christmassy in name only. There aren't bells on it.
Well,
There are bells within it.
Depends on your definition, really. But it's definitely quite rude. It's in the tradition of dirty R&B, isn't it? Going back to Lil' Kim and countless others.
Yeah, I like it. I'm voting for Big Sweetie. Dear
I think
Big
it's good.
Santa. I think it's good. It's ribald.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. It's good.
And there's the Chipmunks on backing vocals, a bit of Alvin, Simon, Theodore, if you listen carefully.
Yeah, we did hear a bit of that. I just hope they're credited.
Yeah.
That was Sweetie with Dear Big Santa. A little bit of a sexy start. We're now going to have Kelly Clarkson's You for Christmas.
If Santa has one gift to bring us, I'll tell him I
is You for Christmas, Will Hodgkinson. That's from Kelly Clarkson. We're in lovely Motown territory there. Aren't we?
Yeah, Ronette style as
Yeah.
well. I thought, I mean, to be honest with you, I was expecting to not like this, and I thought it was really good fun. It's just very much in that kind of classic 60s Phil Spector pop tradition. She can do the vocals very, very well. The lyrics are straightforward, kind of cliche, but doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. The only thing is, it's the kind of song which I think, you first hear it and you love it, but if you worked, for example, in a like the branch of Next in Westfield, and they'd probably play it about 27 times in one day.
Yeah.
So it's one of those songs that you can imagine driving you crazy. But on first listen, I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Georgie, what do we think about this? There's big singing in this, isn't there?
Yeah.
Big pipes.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on Kelly's You for Christmas?
Yeah, it's what you want from Kelly Clarkson, right? Sleigh bells tick, catchy chorus, themes of love and unity. It builds you up. There's a fab key change.
Yeah.
I did realise when I was listening to this and looking at it, there's a collaboration with the Mark Ronson and Andrew Wyatt, who
Not
we know
bad.
from
Yeah.
pretty good, right? Mike Snow, and then he also produced Shallow from A Star Is Born, which he co-wrote with Mark Ronson and Lady Gaga. So I think that makes sense as to why actually it's quite a decent song.
Great songwriting, yeah.
I did put. If we go by the shopping centre metric, I would bop around to this, but maybe after our conversation with Will, I'd bop around to it once, and then
It could go horribly wrong.
And then goes
that's
to
what I'm saying.
the car park
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
hide.
But yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it.
You
being
can
played
it's a
everywhere.
real.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You can hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. You for Christmas by Kelly Clarkson. Motown, bells, possibly smells, big singing. It's got our vote, I think, that one,
think it's
hasn't it? Okay. The little-known folk singer Ed Sheeran has done a song for Christmas. This is Under the Tree.
There is nothing under the tree that I wished for. I want you to come back to me and be like before. Have I lost you and nothing will ever fill the hole? My heart will be here under the tree, just letting you know.
Ed Sheeran's Under the Tree. Georgie, is that a perfectly wrapped gift under the fur for you?
No, it doesn't really set my world on fire.
No.
But it's Ed Sheeran, isn't it? But it's also in context. This is for a film called That Christmas, which Richard Curtis wrote.
That Christmas makes it sound like a sort of pejorative term. Yeah. Like, sort of,
That Christmas.
like someone wiping their hands on their penny and going, that Christmas, if he comes around here again. Doesn't it? It's got that about it.
And so I think the story goes Richard Curtis wrote this and went round to Ed's house in 2021 and showed him a rough cut and asked him to write the song. And the song is written about a character in the film who wants to spend Christmas with his dad but doesn't. It's a heartbreaking scene. So I'm sure in that context it works, but it doesn't really set my world on fire otherwise.
I mean, it's got some quite good sort of bones to it, perhaps, this song, it seemed to me. But what about for you?
It was the
Will?
Ed Sheeran, Richard Curtis axis of banality. And so it was just that point at which they meet.
Yeah.
And it's going to be nasty. So I feel really bad in a way because it's Ed Sheeran doing what Ed Sheeran does. Ed Sheeran does what he does absolutely brilliantly. But it's so saccharine and so sentimental that I couldn't get into it.
It's got quite a lot of... It feels like... John Lewis famously soft folky cover version of a pop song. This felt like it was designed to be that thing that had never had its original version as a rock song, right?
It's like that.
It feels like that to me.
It's harmless.
On the video, Ed's walking down a beach, very much in the style of Yellow by Coldplay. Have you seen the video?
Yeah, I have.
It's quite strange, isn't it? I was like, that must surely be a reference. It can't be accidental with all the rain splashing on him and stuff, like Chris Martin did in the first ever Coldplay
It's an
single.
odd choice.
It's funny, isn't it?
Richard Curtis directed that, fun fact.
Oh, right, okay.
The video. It's a breakup video almost, like he's envisaging not being with
sad.
his... Yeah.
Okay, so Under the Tree. So the tree is relatively bare. Sorry, Ed, but you did your best. Some people will like it. Again, it might not. If it comes on 27 times in Westfield's next, maybe it'll lead to a more chilled out, maybe you just sort of...
It's probably less, it's a bit more music-y. It's probably not going to cause so much horrific damage
No.
as some songs. And so, in a way, that's good. It's just a kind of calming effect. I mean, it'd be quite good probably for children before they go to sleep, when they're trying to get them to bed or something.
Okay, nice. It's got lullaby vibes.
A little bit. I think that's
Fine.
what I mean. It's harmless. And so although I don't like it, I don't want to say horrible things about it too much because I think it would be mean for the children.
And Ed Sheeran also does have a Christmas banger already with Elton John from 2021, Merry Christmas, which is now played everywhere.
So that was Ed Sheeran's Under the Tree, which from our critics' perspective is still yet to be addressed. This next one is Bleachers, Merry Christmas, Please Don't Call. Okay, Bleachers, Merry Christmas, Please Don't Call. I was going to start with you, El, but Georgie is doing some chair dancing.
I love this.
Okay. Talk us through, this is Jack Antonoff's band, right?
Yes.
He of many other hats.
Producer extraordinaire, isn't he?
Yeah.
Lots of Taylor Swift, some of her best work, and Lana Del Rey, St. Vincent, Kendrick Lamar, also fronts Bleachers. I just love it. It's a sad banger in the best possible way. It's about a fractured relationship during Christmas time. Hard to relate. Everyone, it's a tense time sometimes within families and friends and with lovers and whatever. So I'm sure people can relate to that. And lots of sleigh bells. I just think I really love this.
I was trying to put my finger, thank you, I like this one too. I was trying to put my finger on what makes it Christmassy and what makes a song that doesn't have all the real smells and bells to it as a Christmas song. How does that work, I wonder? Do you know what I mean?
It has got those bells, hasn't it? It's got a kind of bell.
Sort of subtly.
So jingling sound, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was good in that way because, like Georgie said, the lyrics are about a sad situation at Christmas, which everyone knows about, fractured relationships, as you put it. So it would be wrong to make it too jolly. So just to have a little touch is quite good. It's another side, it's a bit more depth than most of the Christmas songs. And
we should say the accompanying video, it's a kind of band setup, looks like they're playing, like for a TV show kind of thing, spare stage, but covered in wafts of snow. But it's got quite a moody indie vibe to it, despite the kind of campness of the snow and all this. It's doing quite a lot of things, I think, isn't it? Yeah. It's ticking quite a lot of boxes. Then the Bleachers, who I kind of know, I mean, they kind of pale into obscurity compared to Antonoff's work with Taylor Swift and Lana Del Rey and all the rest of it. Where do we put the Bleachers in the kind of rock firmament?
Well, they're an indie rock band.
Yeah.
I mean, not a million miles away from the war on drugs and bands like that. They're not way out there. They're not massively alternative. I've always found them because I always think he's obviously a super talented guy. And amazing at bringing out the best in these pop stars, which he's done time and again. Something about Bleachers I always find, I don't know what it is, it always seems like the albums are imitating other people. They always sound a bit like the Echo and the Bunnymen or a bit like this or a bit like that. I never think it's that original. And that's why I thought this song was good, because it's actually a bit more his own character. Maybe because it's a Christmas song and so he wasn't taking it so seriously or trying to be taken seriously.
Right.
It's kind of fun, So I think it's probably, one of the best things they've done.
Yeah, his voice definitely reminded me of Ian McCulloch. It's definitely got that Echo and the Bunnymen vibes. Okay, so we like Bleachers.
We do, very much.
Thanks for using the phrase hard relate. You've brought us bang up to date, Georgie.
Down with the kids.
That was Merry Christmas, Please Don't Call from Bleachers. Up next, Orville Peck with Happy Trails.
I've ridden on all sorts of trails. Been ran off, escaped, strolled along, most of all run away. And although I wish you were here with me instead, I see happy trails.
Happy Trails. Does it live up to its name, Will?
I've always really liked that Lonesome Drifter sound. You get an old-fashioned country music. And Orville Peck, who's a masked character, it sort of plays up to that image. We don't know who he really is, and the songs have got that ancient nostalgic quality. But the lyrics are lovely. I mean, there's only a touch of it then, but it's really about that thing of two people looking out from their bedrooms, wherever they are, and seeing the same star. So it's a very romantic image. They're lonely, they're separated from each other, but they're seeing the same thing, and which is a Christmas perennial, of course.
Yeah.
The Christmas star. So I thought it was a nice, well done, knowingly pastiching a very old style.
Sort of Hank Williams pastiche,
Hank Williams,
isn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
And then knowingly pastiching it and doing it in an original way. And also, I just think it's got a lovely lamenting melody.
Beautifully put. Yeah, I like this song as well. It's got sort of lashings of seasonal heartbreak, Georgie. Was there a dry eye in your house when you first put this on?
It was giving Yellowstone for me. I don't know if you've seen it, but, just giving Riff on a horse, away from Beth on Christmas Eve, and to be reunited and, dreaming of each other and looking up at that same star. There's a little bit of the Roy Orbison going on with it. I felt gorgeous instrumentation, and I like the sound of it as well. Like sonically, it was rather pleasing on the ear. And rather whimsical from him. It's
a beautiful one, and it sort of stands out in this list of tracks that we put together for this show. And I think, again, not everything has to always go back to Next in Westfield.
Yeah, you won't be hearing this one.
No, you won't be hearing that.
Which is great. And so, he's a lonely drifter and he's going down that lonely path by himself, but he's still looking up at that sky.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very nice.
It's beautiful. It does have, it's kind of written, there is something of Christmas time about the kind of rhythm of it. And there is something, as you say, Georgie, about that kind of like... it's got the rhythm of a kind of trotting horse, right? It's a slow trot. It's not a canter.
No.
It's a trot.
Yeah.
Get a move on if you want to find her for Christmas Day.
It's going to take forever.
Happy Trails, Orville Peck. Beautiful stuff. Thank you very much. All right. We're going to change the vibe now. This is Coco Jones. The track is called My Presence is a Present.
I could have went to Vegas, could have went to Atlanta. I should have been a player, could have dated on Santa. My presence is a present, baby, don't you forget it. My presence is a present, baby, don't you forget it. Without a back and forth that we do.
Coco Jones, My Presence is a Present. It's from an EP called Coco by the Fireplace. So Coco Jones quite likes a pun. What do we think of the music?
Yeah, I think she's got a gorgeous voice, a kind of R&B take on some original Christmas songs. She's a singer-songwriter actress born in South Carolina, raised in Tennessee, signed to Def Jam, which was Rick Rubin. He co-founded that record label. I didn't find the songs particularly memorable, but, sound-wise, she's got a great voice and they sounded fine.
Well put together.
Yeah.
The songs.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I played the whole thing through, the whole EP, and didn't really remember it. It sounded like fairly standard issue R&B. And also the lyrics were kind of, I was waiting for a brilliant line.
Yeah.
A great line or something really funny, and it never came because Coco by the Fireplace, what a great title for it. Think, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And the EP is quite campy. She's got a tiny little kind of snowy dress on
and I thought it was going to be
fluffy
like that.
high heels. And I know what you mean. You feel like you want to be served up something a little bit more.
No, I thought it was pretty standard.
Winking than
standard issue, so not bad at all. But there wasn't that much to really remember.
Okay. Sorry, Coco. Coco by the Fireplace, it was more like a mug of cocoa by the fireplace, slightly nodding off. But you could have this on repeat. I don't think this has got an offensive quality to it. It's just
no,
definitely
not at all.
Not.
Yeah. I think after a few at the Christmas party, this would kind of... There'd be some sort of whatever.
What, the woozy bit at the end where everyone's sort of chatting and...
Well, it's quite
getting
sultry, isn't it? So it might be like that, the office party where somebody gets off with each other and regrets it in the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It could be that.
Yeah.
The faint whiff of regret.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, your presence is no longer a present. That was Coco Jones, and that was from the EP Coco by the Fireplace. Jennifer Hudson is giving us The Gift of Love.
I know the year's been rough, and we need this break so much from a world so cold we live in. We'll pass the light at the end, and baby it's green and it's red. I know we'll make it if we just...
That sounded pretty nice to my ears. Jennifer Hudson, we should say the album is called The Gift of Love, and we heard a bit of Make It to Christmas. Georgie, great singing.
Yeah.
Is she putting it to the best use with the choice of songs?
Absolutely,
Okay.
I would say, from J Hard. She's like a racehorse of voices. She's like a Beyonce, isn't she? Or an Aretha, Whitney levels.
Thoroughbred? Or
Yeah,
just any
absolutely.
old...
No, just the premium... Thoroughbred, is that the premium?
I like racehorse. It's good. Let's not say what sort. Yeah.
But no, her voice, she could sing a instructions manual and make it sound amazing. This kicks off with Hallelujah, which not many people can, touch the Leonard Cohen or Jeff Buckley versions of that. And she does a great job. There's lots of gorgeous backing vocals. Winter Wonderland is done kind of big band style. I really like the Carol of the Bells, which is with a cappella group The Joy. And Oh Holy Night, also one of my favourite songs at Christmas. And she just does it so beautifully. Yeah, I found myself getting more Christmassy as this went along, as I went through the album. By the end, in my mind, I was roasting chestnuts. I had a Baileys in hand and a belly full, and I was by a cosy fire. That's kind of how it made me feel.
You paint a beguiling picture, Georgie Rogers. Will, does this Christmas you up to the nines like it did for Georgie?
Yeah, it did. Actually, to me, my take on it was that it was like the ultimate expensive Christmas. This is the ultimate pro. This is how it's done.
Yeah.
This is the Harrods Christmas lights of Christmas singing. And it's all the same, most of the same old songs we've heard a million times before. But like the Hallelujah, she really went to town. I mean, I counted it. There's a 12-second single sustained note that she does towards the end. So that's like real gospel belting.
Take that, Leonard.
Yeah, exactly. Leonard definitely can't do that.
No, he can't.
But it was, if you want to hear, someone who's got a voice just right up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing she must be church trained, gospel trained. It sounds like it is. It's just incredibly well done. And yeah, you said the Carol of the Bells is because that's quite a spooky one normally.
Yeah.
Her version isn't particularly spooky, but I don't think Jennifer Hudson is spooky. I think she's musical theatre personified. I mean, she's an EGOT, which is, I think it's an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
Tony, exactly.
Yeah.
She's like the ultimate Broadway star, Disney princess star, all those American entertainment monoliths. She's just kind of done it and got it right. So I think it's like the ultimate professional Christmas album and actually really good fun and very enjoyable to listen to.
Beautiful. That is The Gift of Love. That's the album, and that is by Jennifer Hudson. We've heard a bit of Make It to Christmas, the Thoroughbred, the Rolls Royce, the what have you, the EGOT.
The EGOT bougie Christmas.
Yeah, bougie. Yeah, very bougie.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear Jimmy Fallon's Christmas Ding Dong?
No.
Well, sorry, but it's up next.
It's happening.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. All the bells are ringing, all the halls are decked, all the angels singing, it's Christmas time again. The bells are ring, ding, 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 they're ding dong, jingle, jingling. And when the bells go ding dong, an angel gets its wings. Who gets a Christmas ding, ding?
Who wants to take on this ringtone
Ding dong,
of a
don't.
song?
It's like
Put it on.
AI plus a ringtone equals Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
I hated it.
So did I.
It's from a whole album called Holiday Seasoning.
I know, I listened to the whole album.
25 tracks.
I hated every minute of it. It's got every single star you can imagine disgracing themselves in the name of what I guess is meant to be funny.
Which isn't funny.
Not funny at all. The worst one, the absolute worst, is...
This is meant to be like My Ring-a-Ding, isn't it? It's meant to be that old...
oh, yeah, but it's so bad.
Yeah.
And it's like the jokes fall absolutely flat. And I was saying to Georgie earlier on, it reminded me of when you were a kid and you're watching a really awful Christmas special with your parents and you just can't wait for it to end, for the James Bond movie to come on or something.
It's just
so bad.
It reminded me of a child trying to tell a joke. And it's like, and then it's just a bit. This is awful. It's like, just look, I love you, but shut up. Right?
No, it's really bad.
Really, really, truly
Georgie,
terrible.
do you have anything to add to Will's humbug?
I mean, I think he was trying not to be too corny with this, but he wasn't just going to come out and do a Michael Bublé. So he thought, okay, I'll do some silly, fun, dumb songs. But it's the most corny, scatty, all over the place monstrosity. As we said, 25 tracks, all originals. And very much of incredibly poor man's Flight of the Conchords or Boosh or Lonely Island. I mean, he needed an editor and he needed some actual comedy writers. It was lacking of the lols. And not to, Jimmy Fallon, he's good at what he does, hosting chat shows.
Clearly too powerful. Clearly too powerful because
it's a vanity project.
Nobody's telling him that this is bad. And he had all these people in it. There is a TV show equivalent. I mean, Will Ferrell, one of the greatest comedy actors of recent times, has done an absolutely terrible song
About losing a glove.
about losing a glove. It's just not funny, and it doesn't matter if you can't sing with the funny song, but it does matter if you deliver it in a way that just falls flat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really painful.
There was not one line that made me even chuckle.
Jimmy Fallon, you monster.
It's a one-star disaster.
Okay. Justin Timberlake, Meghan Trainor, Ariana Grande and the Jonas Brothers are some of the small-name artists.
Rob, Dolly Parton.
There's Dolly on it. Oh, my God.
Actual Dolly Parton.
No, they've all disgraced themselves.
Right. So that was Jimmy Fallon with a track from Holiday Seasoning. We heard Christmas Ding Dong, Nul Point. Little Big Town have got this, Glow.
Let it glow, let it glow, let it glow, let it glow. The frosted pines.
That's Glow by Little Big Town from an LP called The Christmas Record. Georgie, I thought these people were related to each other. It kind of got that feel about them,
Yeah.
but they're not. Apparently.
They look a bit like the sort of country ABBA of Alabama. They've got, because there's 2 guys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
Or 2 men, 2 women, should I say? And they,
What did you call
because
them?
they're not
Chicks
they're
and
not super young.
Chicks and
dudes.
yeah.
This is their 11th studio album, their first Christmas album. So actually, they've been around for a long time. I hadn't heard of them.
They've deserved it.
Yeah, and the Christmas record is 5 originals and then covers. And yeah, I mean, there was a mixture of upbeat and slower country pop ballads, definitely a few cheesy bits, but actually the video was giving more fromage than the music. So I didn't actually hate it. The Tender Tennessee Christmas was quite appealing to me. I could imagine walking into a Nashville bar and seeing them perform and rather liking it.
Did Little Big Town well? Were they the cherry on top of the Christmas cake? Not that it has one.
I thought, it's a little
Or were
bit...
they the melted brie?
No, they definitely weren't the melted
Okay.
brie. I think they were... So I've seen Little Big Town before. They've been on the Nashville scene for years. They're very, very at the heart of the very kind of conservative, small C conservative country music scene, all with backgrounds in Christian groups. It's all that kind of close harmony stuff. But it's kind of nicely done. And they do a version of Christmas Time Is Here, which is one of my favourite. It's from the Snoopy Christmas album,
Yeah.
Vince Guaraldi, and
Vince
it's really terribly sad, which is Charlie Brown lamenting his lot. It's just a beautiful, beautiful song. They do a Merle Haggard song called If We Can Make It Through December, which is classic, lachrymose country about how the divorce has happened, it's all gone wrong and all the rest of it. So, yes, it's very, very Nashville mainstream. It's unquestionably cheesy. But there's a kind of honesty to it. It's like they know what they're doing and it's straightforward and they're not trying to be anything other than what they do, which is a very, very professional pop country take on, the Nashville traditions. And so I thought also the selection of songs was kind of interesting. They had a few of their own, but, doing a Merle Haggard song, you don't normally see that on Christmas albums.
Yeah.
So I thought it's okay.
Nice. That's Little Big Towns, the Christmas record. We heard Glow from it. And that's kind of, probably about number 3 in our list, I would have thought.
Not bad,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And we've got time for one last one. And this came from you, Will. Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, well, this is an album. I mean, I should say that I just loved it because there's the whole other side of Christmas, which is the kind of pagan, frosty, cold, sort of rather dark folk balladry of really winter, not Christmas, so to speak. And the Unthanks, the Newcastle sisters, have now formed a band around them, got these most beautiful voices. And the album's called In Winter. And it's all full of very kind of stark, frosty ballads.
Beautiful. We're going to hear River, River from it.
Through the winter and the spring, river, river, music maker, teaching water how to sing.
That was River, River from the Unthanks from their Winter record. Probably not Christmas, called In Winter. Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. And we're in the sort of more, as you say, the sort of pagan world. We're in the kind of we're in the Northumberland countryside.
Yeah, we're in the
aren't
Jack
we?
Frost world. It's
Yeah.
very cold and stark and, flinty potato fields and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff. And where would this sit in your kind of Christmas roster? Say Christmas Day or over the immediate kind of few days of Christmas, where would this sit? What kind of accompaniment would this be? Would this be the frost, the early morning frost? Would this go on first thing in the morning in the Hodgkinson household?
I think it's probably on Boxing Day when you've eaten and drunk too much and everyone's getting a bit tetchy with each other.
Yeah.
And you kind of had enough of all the kitsch and the the kind of spangly stuff. I think this would be a good one to really bring the mood down and make everyone feel totally depressed. But I don't. It doesn't make me feel depressed because I think it's beautiful. I mean, there's this one song which is called. It's one of the carols. It's a very traditional song. I've forgotten its name, but it's about when Herod killed all the innocents. The instance under 2. It's so dark.
Yeah.
Songs like this. Coventry Carol, that's what it's called. And there's one called the Cherry Tree Carol, which is this mystical. Mary's pregnant with Jesus, and she wants some cherries from the cherry tree, and Joseph won't get them because he thinks she's been pregnant with another man, and so Jesus from the womb says, "Get the cherry trees," and the cherry tree bends down, and she can pick them. This kind of magical stories, which are all folk tales that have been passed through. So I love that folkloric aspect of these kind of strange tales that get passed down through the generations, and I think that's what the Unthanks interpret so beautifully.
That is the palate cleanser, I think, between all of our slightly saccharine courses during Christmas. That was the Unthanks. Thank you for choosing that, Will. And if you need a little bit more of cheese or a little bit more saccharine or just a dear big dirty Santa, you can head back to the top of the show for Sweetie. I think they're going to have taken out our chimney jokes, so that's fine. We can wish our listeners a very Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Georgie. Merry Christmas to you, Will. It's always such fun doing this programme every year, so thank you both so much for
Merry
coming
Christmas
back.
to you, Rob, and thanks for having us.
Yeah, and to all our listeners, indeed, Merry Christmas. And to the gang here, Monocle on Culture is produced by Sophie Monaghan-Coombs and Steph Chungu, who also edits the show. Thanks also to Maisie Ringer for the research for this week's show. We should also point out all those aforementioned names are in the production room wearing antlers, sparkly, shining antlers. So thanks to the team for everything this year. We'll be back at the same time next week, but until then, from me, Robert Bounds, thank you for tuning in.